My name is Cassidy Civiero. I am a writer and co-executive producer for the show You're My Hero on CBC Gem. We are here today on behalf of the folks at Long Hope Media, which is the production company behind the show. And I would like to just shout out the showrunner, Kevin Wallace, executive producer, Lucy Stewart, producers, Megan Hood and PJ Wilson, associate producer, Colette Jeffs, and our directors, Kara Haroon and Greg Jeffs, without all of whom this show would not have been possible. We are here talking about season 2 of our show. We were so happy to get a season 2. So thank you so much for Access CBC for this event. And thank you to the folks at CBC Gem for giving us a platform for our show. Our show season 2 is launching on March 14th, 2025 during National Cerebral Palsy Awareness Month, where you'll be able to stream both seasons of our show on CBC Gem. To talk about the show, I am going to pass it over to Sean Towgood, who is the creator of the show, as well as a writer, co-executive producer, and the show's star.
Thanks, Cassidy. Hi, everyone. I'm thrilled to be here today. Unfortunately, my camera decided it wasn't going to work today, but that's okay. We pushed through. So I guess we can start with why I wanted to make this show in the first place. Um, I really felt there was a lack of content that spoke to me as a creator with a disability. I often found that it was either inspirational or very emotionally stirring, but it wasn't really authentic to my experience as uh, a teenager and a young adult growing up um, in my life. So I just wanted to give people a chance to see what it might really be like to live with a disability in a world that's not necessarily designed for people with disabilities. And, our show um, employs many people with disabilities. Um, and I think that was important for us to not only do it in front of the camera, but also behind the camera as well. And just to create as much of an accessible environment as possible. Maybe Cassidy can talk a little bit more about that.
Yeah, thanks, Sean, for sharing your experiences. Sean and I have worked together for 5 years now, so we are pretty tight. So it's always warms my heart. It makes me a bit emotional when you talk about the show and your inspiration for creating it. But I will talk about some stuff on the production side that we did in order to make our set more accessible. So one of those things is that we shot all in studio. So that means we were sure that none of our locations were going to have any stairs. We're going to be difficult for anybody with a wheelchair or accessibility issues to access. We had several characters in wheelchairs this season. And also, as part of that, we had during the safety meeting at the top of each day, which is normal in productions, we had a message to keep the hallways clear because we did have wheelchairs, both power chairs and push chairs, like traveling through the hallways a lot. So not only was that in the safety meeting, it was also in the call sheet every single day. Also, we strived not to do too much overtime. The shoot days, as you know, can be extremely long. So we tried not to do any over 11 or 12-hour days. And we also split the show between two directors in order to manage the workload. We also got the fortunate opportunity to work a bit with the Disability Screen Office and provide shadowing opportunities to some individuals with disabilities who wanted to shadow either the directors or producers, which was really awesome to get to meet those folks and to have them be a part of the team of our show. Our show has a pretty small crew comparatively to some other shows. But I really feel that kind of tight-knit nature of it was a very good environment for shadowing to occur. We had some really good experiences there. And there are still always going to be some gaps with accessibility. You can't really plan for everything, just like in production in all aspects. We had one situation where the hotel that Sean was staying in didn't give us an accessible room. And then by the time we were able to get the accessible room, it wasn't in the condition that was acceptable. So it's just stuff like that, kind of baking that idea of working through snags in the same way as you would with any other element of production and making sure that you account for that in the budget. As part of the budget, we had a PSW on set for Sean every day. I almost want to put air quotes because although she's an amazing PSW, she's also Sean's mom. Joe Latimer, she's amazing. And so we did, because she's also an actor on the show as well, we were very fortunate that she could be that kind of, I don't know if I'm using this term correctly, like a catch-all kind of person to help us out with that as well. And yeah, I feel like if Sean, if you have anything to add, but those are kind of the key things that I am recalling from production, both on season 1 and season 2. I think in season 2, we really hit our stride and it was easier to plan for certain things as well.
I think so. I think that's one of the keys is having done it before we knew what we were gonna face. And I just want to thank the people at AMI and the DSO for also being part of leading the charge in terms of creating content that speaks more authentically to the disabled community, because I think we desperately need it, and I think uh, we it's about time that we started getting a seat at the table of production. So, thank you.
Great. So I'll just kind of end off here to say I really hope you'll check out our show. Again, it's launching on March 14th on CBC Gem. And we are just very grateful to have a second season. We have some really cool guest stars, and we just had so much fun with it. Everybody was really in the zone after doing it on season 1.